All right, in today's lesson, we're going to talk about operations with polynomials, okay? And we're going to save division for tomorrow, or I think in a couple days, okay? So we're not going to worry about the division one. All right, we're just going to do addition, subtraction, and multiplication, okay? So this is operation with polynomials. Now, it's going to be written in what we called function notation because we're doing a lot of things in function notation in Math 3, okay? So this is going to be add operations with polynomials like you saw in Math 1, but instead of me saying this polynomial plus this polynomial, I'm going to say f of x plus g of x, and then you have to look at your equations and see who that is, okay? So really today is just about combining like terms, all right? And just a few little things I want to make sure you don't want to make a mistake on, okay? All right, so these are the different ways that you can write your operations. You can say f of x plus g of x, or we can say f plus g of x, and it means the same thing. So same thing with subtraction and multiplication, okay? All right, so let's actually do some problems, okay? Zoom in. All right, so the first one says I want to say f of x plus g of x. So I've got to find the f of x equation, which is right here. It's negative x plus 4. So negative x plus 4. I always put stuff in parentheses, especially when we are dealing with subtraction. Addition, not so much, but subtraction, you definitely need to make sure you're using parentheses because of what I'm going to show you in number 2, okay? So that's f of x plus g of x, which is x minus 1. Now, you can get rid of the parentheses if there's nothing to distribute. And there's really nothing to distribute because a plus sign really doesn't do anything. So I'm just going to rewrite this without the parentheses and say negative x plus 4 plus x minus 1. And now you're just going to combine like terms. Negative x and positive x, well, they cancel each other out. 4 minus 1 will be 3, and that's your answer. Okay? All right. Let's do another one. Number 2. Number 2 says f of x minus h of x. So we go and get f of x, which is negative x plus 4, minus, then we go get h of x, x plus 5. Now, see why it's important to use parentheses for subtraction? Because I have to distribute this subtraction symbol, this negative symbol, I need to distribute. So the front stays the same, but the back is going to be minus x minus 5, okay? Some of you might see it, but some of you would only change that x to a negative, and you really would have to change the 5 sign too, okay? So now we're going to combine like terms. Negative x and negative x, that's negative 2x, and then positive 4 minus 5 is minus 1, and that is your answer, okay? All right, number 3. Number 3 is f of x plus p of x. So we go get f of x. We like using f of x, don't we? And it's going to be negative x plus 4 plus p of x, which is 3x plus 1. Okay? So addition doesn't need the parentheses, so we're going to drop them. And it's going to be negative x plus 4 plus 3x plus 1. All right? So negative x plus 3x is going to give me 2x, and then 4 plus 1 will give me 5, and that's your answer, okay? All right, let's keep on trucking. This one is saying g of x plus h of x, okay? So g of x is this one, so we're going to say x minus 1 plus h of x, which is x plus 5, okay? We're going to drop the parentheses because it's addition and we don't need parentheses for addition. Okay? I might change some of these to subtraction because we're doing a lot of addition ones. All right, so drop the parentheses. It'd be x minus 1 plus x plus 5. Combine your like terms. X and x is 2x. Negative 1 and 5 is 4. And that's your answer. All right, we're going to actually change that to subtraction because I want to do more subtraction problems than addition problems, okay? All right. There. All right. Problem fixed. All right. Number 5. Number 5 is m of x minus g of x. So m of x is here. So it's going to be the x squared plus 2x plus 1 minus the g of x, which is x minus 1. Since this is subtraction, we're going to have to distribute this negative. The front parentheses stays the same, but the last parentheses changes signs with subtraction. So it'll be minus x and plus 1. We're going to combine. X squared does not have a partner, so we bring him down. 2x and negative 1x gives me positive x. And then plus 1 and plus 1 would be plus 2. And that would be your answer. Okay? All right, let's do another subtraction. We got 2 more subtractions, and then we'll actually might make that a multiplication down there. All right, here we go. So this is n of x minus p of x. So n of x is right here. Minus m of x, which is right here. Now, since this is a subtraction, the first parenthesis stays the same. You distribute the negative. Okay? And then we're going to combine them like terms. So the 3x cubed has nobody like him, so we bring him down. I have a negative 3x squared and a negative 2x squared, which makes a negative 5x squared. Then I have a positive 3x and a negative 2x, which makes a positive x. And then I have a negative 1 and a negative 1, which makes a negative 2. And that's your new polynomial. Okay? All right. So we're go. All right. We gotta get rid of one of those parentheses. Done. Okay, here we go. All right, so we're going to say m of x times g of x, okay? So my computer did die, so we're back. So m of x is x squared plus 2x plus 1. So x squared plus 2x plus 1. So when you're multiplying, we're just going to use parentheses. G of x is x minus 1. Now, there are multiple ways you can do this, okay? You can do double distribution. You can do box method. I prefer the box method, so I'm going to do the box method, okay? Now, you're used to doing box methods with x plus 2, x minus 1, okay? And we did a little bit of box method when we were writing equations. And you just did a 2 by 2. But here, we have a 3-term polynomial and a 2-term polynomial. So we're going to do a 3 by 2, okay? And it's the same concept, it's just a little uneven. All right, so we're going to have a 3 by 2 box. Okay. And I've got x squared 2x 1. And this is x minus 1. And you're just going to multiply like you did. X squared times x is x cubed. 2x times x is 2x squared. 1 times x is x. X squared times negative 1 is negative x squared. 2x times negative 1 is negative 2x, and 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. And then you're just going to pull your terms out, okay? All right, we're going to pull our terms out that we got. So we're going to pull out the x cubed. We have a 2x squared, negative x squared, minus 2x, minus 1. Combine your like terms. X cubed doesn't have anybody, so we bring him down. 2x and negative x, that's going to leave me, oh, I forgot a term. I forgot the plus x. Okay. So 2x minus x squared is going to be plus x squared. Negative 2x and positive x is going to be negative x, and then minus 1. And that's your answer. Okay? All right, let's do another one. Got 2 more left. All right, so this one is f of x times g of x. So f of x is negative x plus 4. G of x is x minus 1. All right. So this is your Math 1 box method. Negative x, 4, x minus 1. Negative x times x is negative x squared. 4 times x is 4x. Negative x times negative 1 is positive x. Negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. Pull your items out. I've got negative x squared plus 4x plus x minus 4. The only thing I can combine is the middle term. So I have x squared plus 5x minus 4 is my answer. Okay? All right. The last one is g of x times m of x. Well, I got g of x over here. Oh, I've already done this one. Let's do m of x times n of x. Let's do a big one. So we're going to change that to an n. Okay, a lowercase n. All right, so we're going to do n of x times m of x. Okay? All right. Let's erase all this so I have room. You know what I'm saying? Erase, 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 erase. All right, let's get some space going. Let's get some space. All right, so here we go. N of x is 3x cubed minus 3x squared. And then it was plus 3x minus 1. So plus. And then we have m of x is x squared plus 2x. Plus 1. All right, here we go. This is going to be a 4 by 3 box, okay? So we come over here, make a pretty big, substantial box. So we got 4. It doesn't matter who you put on top and who you put on bottom, okay? Mine's just how I build the square and how I can fit it. So at the top is 3x cubed minus 3x squared. You see how I take this subtraction as a negative with me? And then I've got x squared plus 2x plus 1. And now we're going to multiply. 3x cubed times x squared, you add exponents, so it's going to be 3x to the 5th. Next one's going to be negative 3x to the 4th. The next one's going to be 3x cubed, and then negative x squared. Okay? Next row, 3x cubed times 2x is going to be 6x to the 4th. Next one's going to be negative 6x cubed. Next one is 6x squared, and then negative 2x. Last one, anything times 1 is itself, so everything's just going to drop down. Okay? Now, let's do this by pulling it out one at a time, okay? Instead of having to do an extra step. So let's cut one of those steps out. 3x to the 5th. There is nobody like him, so we pull him out. Mark him out, okay? Now, the 4th has 2. It has 6 minus 3, which is a positive 3x to the 4th. So I'm done with that. Cubed, it is 3 plus 3, which is 6, minus 6. That cancels out, so there is no cube term. Okay? Negative 3 plus negative 1 is negative 4. Plus 6 will give me a positive 2x squared. And then 3 minus 2 is just going to be x. And then 1 has nobody like him, and so we just pull him out. And that is your answer. Okay? All right, so that is it for operations with polynomials. If you need some more examples, like say you want more examples on subtraction, email me, or you want more examples on multiplication, email me. But remember, Delta Math also has that Show Me Help button. Okay, so you can use that also. All right, guys.